Board Cooks.
20 open.
All right, we are officially live. So, welcome to round 2, episode 2 of the Board Cooks podcast. My co-host, Mike the Barber, is unfortunately not with us. He has to do firefighting stuff because he's important in the world. But I am here with Brody Davis of Dirty PB. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Get closer to the mic.
I'm doing amazing.
There you go. So, bringing you on, I'm just kind of curious. This is obviously going to be a paintball-oriented podcast. So, we've known each other for a minute now. Excuse me. So, how'd you end up, just getting into paintball?
The first time I played paintball was oh my god, 92 from my brother. My brother got a paintball gun when he was a kid, and they dressed up when I running around the woods. And one day, I didn't see my brother it's my stepbrother, so I didn't see him. He lived up north with his dad for, I don't know, about 10 years. And then he came back down and just stopped by my house, had a paintball gun, and that was it. And the rest is history. I mean, ever since then, I've been addicted.
Right on. So I apologize. Before we jumped into that, I probably should just let you introduce yourself as to who you are and what you do.
Oh, my name's Brody, and I do paintball.
Paintball and paintball-related activities.
Just paintball.
So, tell me, tell me about Dirty PB and how that whole thing got started.
Dirty came about when we started to, I took a break from paintball for probably, I don't know, about 5-6 years. And then when I got back into paintball, I started with my son and my stepson. And he had a bunch of buddies, and we just started getting some paintball stuff. And we were going to do the running around the backwoods thing kind of thing. And everybody quit right away. You know,
Yeah.
Everybody went out and bought all their gear. Everybody quit, just like paintball seems to do.
Yeah, that's a very common theme in paintball.
Yeah, and so me and this guy Connor went to Action Paintball in Taylor, and we went for probably a whole summer. And every Sunday we met these two guys named Kyle and Mitch. And Kyle and Mitch, we never really got to talk, because in Action they like to get you out of at 4:30 it's closed, and they'll let you play to the end. So, but at 4:30 you got to go. So it took us about 3 months before we actually started talking to these two guys, because we seen them every single Sunday. And we finally ended up hooking up with these two. Said, hey man, let's go check out some other places. And during that time is when we met Corey, which was my partner in Dirty. You know Corey.
Yeah.
Then we started to do tournaments and all that stuff. Well, when I was doing tournaments, I started to wanting to make tying head wraps and two-sided barrel bags, so you could accidentally shoot your barrel bag and have a clean side. And that's how it all started, was right there. We just started to, I started bringing it up, and actually me and my son, Cade, were trying to write up, make designs for it. It was just all in my head kind of thing. And when I met Corey was that kind of guy that was like, bro, I got it. I got this guy. He knew everybody. So that's what we started to do. And when we did, we started to do tournaments, and it just kind of went forward from there. That's how Dirty was meant to be, was this, like a headband kind of thing, and then kind of went a little further, I guess.
Right. So, excuse me. Actually, from our previous podcast, we're doing a giveaway. We had anybody that was listening till the end to comment Dirty under either YouTube or Facebook, anywhere, and we were going to round it all up and do a random draw. So we're going to do that at the end. I haven't decided what headband we're going to give away yet, but maybe we'll let I'm not sure if you have any, or maybe we'll let the winner decide.
I got something I can give away in that too.
Okay,
sure,
sweet. So
sure.
Is 2 things getting given away?
Yeah.
Excellent. So we'll do that towards the end. So when you were playing back in the day, running around the woods, did you have any ambitions on having any kind of paintball company? Did you foresee this at all?
I did. Back then I started to work for a company called the Battlegrounds Paintball. It was in Saline.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the place was amazing. and then I started to play like tournament style paintball. That was like the first tournament style paintball I
Like
started.
hyperball.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even like hyperball yet. It was like we actually practiced in like an old building that had like, it was an office building that just had like pallets and that kind of thing, and doors, but they were all like ripped out. Um, Actually, it was in Long Wolf. It was Long Wolf in Detroit back in the day.
Nice.
And I started to play with those guys, and then I ended up getting on a team that we played a few like NPPLs and that 99 early 2000. But during the time of me working at the Battlegrounds is when I was trying to make a company called Brawler Paintball. And,
That's sweet.
That was we used to always say Brawler for everything, like paintball, so Brawler, But I guess I was gonna open a store, a paintball store, is what my idea was, because the thing about paintball stores back then were like they were only open on like Saturday and Sundays. You had to be there on time. If you didn't get there early enough, you weren't getting the paint, kind of thing. It was crazy back then.
The only one we had around here, I can't remember the name of it. It wasn't even ever open. You had to know the guy, call him, and meet him down there to open it up. That's how like low business was.
Sure. This was actually Exotic Sports. I mean, back in
I remember the
same
name.
place. It was actually the same place it is now. It was just across the street in the pawn shop. Under the pawn shop was the old Exotic Sports. Back when paint was $135 a case.
Yeah. That's a lot of people complain now about $50 a case or whatever, but it was a lot more expensive back then. And I mean, way back in the day, you didn't need a full case. 500 to get you through. Like when I started playing, I started with slingshots. We were like 11, 12 running around the woods and all that with slingshots. And then we got I got a PMI tracer, like an old pump, and then spiders and all that. But I mean, this was still around when I started playing. It was still like Die Matrix, the original Matrix had just come out, no eyes. Yeah. But I mean, it's all electronic. It was still fast. You'd still
like 2000.
It's like 2003. It was like 2003, yeah. I think. I could be wrong on that. But like the Impulse I think was out, but it didn't have eyes. It was like eyes were an aftermarket. And then I think it was DM4 was the next one, so it must have been 2003. So I think DM4 was 2004.
Yeah, that's right around the year that I kind of started falling away.
Yeah.
Right when like the electrics really started coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, the field that we played at, it was owned by the same guy that owned that store. It was like behind this guy's house, but like.
This is in Ohio?
Yeah, it was over in like Holland area, but there was a guy, like an older guy's house who had no affiliation. And as far as I was like aware, they had something worked out with the guy, like the owner did. But he would come out and yell at us for being back there, and like he'd be like, "Oh, don't worry about him. Don't worry about him." I'm like, "Does he even know we're on his property right now? Did you just come back here and build this?" And the speedball field was plywood that was built in the shape of like speedball bunkers, because airball bunkers were coming out and all that. But he didn't want to buy them, so we just pretended.
That's awesome.
And it worked. And he would just come on with a pickup truck full of paint. And back when it was actually nitrous in the tanks, you had to pay like $8 or $10 to fill your tank every time you needed to fill it.
$1 an ounce, I think.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. To now, it's really not that expensive anymore.
I think I paid, I want to say $500 for the tank and the actual harness or the adapter to get it to hook onto your gun.
Oh, like back in scuba tanks.
And that was used.
Yeah.
And it was so heavy. Oh man, it was so heavy.
That was before my time. My first like nitro tank, like compressed, it wasn't compressed air, but nitro tank was a die throttle. I still got it, and it's huge, man. It's absolutely massive.
Heavy.
Oh, it's heavy as shit. I didn't think it was heavy because when I got back into it, because I took a hiatus, and then when I got back into it, I used the same tank, and I was used to it. I hadn't used any kind of like super light tanks or any modern tanks or anything, and I'm like, this tank's not heavy at all. And then I used somebody else's. And fuck that tank.
Yeah, now you know why people didn't do what they did.
Right. Yeah, there was no running and shooting and all the crazy diving and all that shit. So where do you have any like ambitions for like where you want Dirty to go, or are you just kind of letting it, just kind of see what happens with it?
Yeah, I mean, I never really. I kind of just, like I said, I wanted to make a T-shirt thing and a headband and just make some headbands. And, I always got ideas when anything I do, for something that's I don't see out there. Like I said, the tying head wrap, because everybody had a Velcro wrap. So I wanted something that I could get tighter on my head. Mm-hmm. The two-sided barrel bags, which I know I've seen before, long time ago kind of thing. Thought that was kind of neat, just stuff like that. But what ended up happening is about halfway through there, that's when we saw a field for sale, and it just kind of was random kind of thing. We threw some money in, took a gamble on it, and that's the field. The field kind of maybe I don't want to say hurt the company a little bit, but it kind of separated some of it from some of the Michigan people because of the because I wanted to make a more, like I said, I more wanted to make a brand versus
right.
a field, a team, you know what I mean? But kind of just how it happened, it's everything just snowballed so fast. So I mean, it is what it is, and I'm down with all of it. So
yeah, it is. It
Dirty
is all.
world.
It is all happening fast.
Yeah.
Dirty nation, dirty world. Yeah, I kind of jumped on randomly. I was playing for the Eliminators, and we're like, yeah, we're just gonna play local events and whatever. Maybe NXL one day, and then next thing you know, it's like we're all going to, was it Dallas or whatever? You coming? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I guess we're going. And now we're playing Division 3 next year,
Yeah, I know it.
or this year now,
Yeah,
technically. Yeah,
yeah.
this year.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of changes in the.
I do.
in
It's
2 years.
like this. You need, not even planning any of it. It's
No.
just happening.
No,
you know.
for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you're working with MacDev.
Yep.
How did you end up involved in that?
Kind of the same thing. Kind of
Yeah.
just with the big old snowball thing. Corey, which is not with us anymore, he had some personal issues and some health issues that he had to take care of. But he actually knew a guy that worked that worked at MacDev, and somehow they got in contact and they needed some help, and that's kind of how it all happened, And then when Corey had to step down, it just I was already there helping and that kind of thing, so they just basically and then MacDev ended up setting the whole place to a new, because they had they had split off business partners with Virtue and Bunker King, so
Yeah.
They went on their own, so they basically just revamped the whole company. Now we have as of right now, I think we have 6 people in the United States. Europe's booming, the United States is going right now. But yeah, that's kind of just how it happened. It just happened in like I said, in just the just kind of the luck thing, the snowball effect.
Right. Now, are those 5 or 6 people? Are those guys customer support people, primarily, like techs? So you're a tech.
I'm a tech, but I'm also I'm in sales too. So
Okay.
It's basically it's all the same thing. There's there's a few guys that kind of more run like the team sponsorship thing. But it's mostly the same. We're all the same kind of thing with being techs and sales guys, and we'll do whatever it takes for to get MacDev out there, and the support is what we're MacDev's really trying. It's my phone, sorry.
Oh, is it yours?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if it was coming somewhere.
Yeah, it was on the table.
I don't know how to use any of this equipment, so it doesn't surprise. I look way more official than I am right now.
My slider turning.
I've got a couple knobs that aren't hooked up to anything, and every once in a while I'll just turn them to make myself feel important.
Well, you should
like,
always.
Yeah. So, but they're placebo knobs. They're not hooked to anything.
It's funny because, like I said, I did that for so many years, so I would totally be able to see you not doing that on the right channel. Like, he's not even plugged in.
Yeah, this whole channel 4 here is not doing anything. I used to have one of these years ago that was 4 tracks that you could record onto a cassette tape.
What's not to like interrupt, but what's Mike the Barber about?
Why did we call him the barber?
Yeah.
So we call him the barber because he's not a barber. He's obviously
Right. That's why.
So
I was
one day he calls me and I'm on the road and he's like, "Hey dude, do you know anything about straight razors?" And I was like, no. Like, why would I know anything about straight razors? Dude, I have a huge beard. Like, I don't. What do I know about? I don't know anything about shaving. And he's like, "Oh, you're being Irish. I mean, you guys like straight razors and shit and all that." And I'm like, so what's the point of all this? He's like, "Well, I bought one, but I don't know what to do with it." Like, I'm like, "Dude, you got YouTube out there and all that shit." And so he calls me back like an hour later. He's like, "Oh, dude, I shaved my face with this and it worked out really well." I'm like, "You're not cut. You don't look like the Joker." Like, He goes, "No, I'm good. He goes, "Dude, can I shave your head with this?" And I was like, "You know what? I'll be back in town in like 2 hours. Fuck it, yeah." And so I rolled over there. He'd had this whole thing for 3 hours, the straight razor, and now I'm sitting in his kitchen, and he's just doing it up, just straight across. I mean, lathering me up and going. And his fiance got home and was like, well, she didn't even know he bought it. So his kitchen's looking like a mob movie from like 1940. And she's like, what the fuck is going on, dude? And he's like, I'm the barber. And so he's like, come get yourself a seat, man. We'll get you done up. And so it just kind of became from there.
Oh, awesome.
Like true friend shit, you know.
Yeah,
he's
that's
like,
funny.
yeah. Like you got to really trust somebody. 3 hours of owning a straight razor and just let
Yeah.
him go to town on your head.
Yeah.
It took probably 2 hours though. We just kept going. We had no idea what we were doing. Like I'm watching YouTube videos. Like no, go this way. Use this direction. Cuts me across the top of the head. I'm like, you fucking son of a bitch. No, go up. That fucking hurts.
That's
and
amazing.
It was dull as hell too. It was like a novelty. You got it for like $10 off of Amazon. It wasn't like a legit straight razor.
That's a good story. That's a good story. Yeah.
As far as I know, he still uses it. Next time.
Does he have a bald head?
No. You use it on his
beard?
face. Yeah, use it on his face.
Savage.
He has to keep it nice and clean shaven. I guess it keeps it way better than like a pick does, because of his respirator and all that. He's got to be shaven, and like he's with Mad Viking, but he's in like there's a whole select category for like military and firefighters and stuff like that that can't have beards.
For like certain razors or something, or like lotions or all of it.
What do you mean?
You said there's like special.
Oh, just in Mad Viking. Like no. There's not stuff for people to be clean shaven.
Oh, you mean there's just firefighters?
But yeah, he's a member of Mad
okay.
Viking Beard Club, but
Yeah.
he's for people that can't grow beards but still come to the events and hang out and shit
I really
like that.
like their stuff.
Their stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mad Viking.
Yeah, shout out.
So, what's your favorite one on them?
Man, I can't even tell you. I read them to you that night. I eight of or 9 of them out of the sample packs are just unreal. The oils.
Yeah, I gotta let you.
Man. The soap.
Before you leave
Oh,
here,
God, the soap.
I'll have to let you use Raven Rom since you didn't get a chance to because you gave it to Wes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leah's over there. Like
I like the apple one, and I'm not even like the hugest apple fan. You know, I'm not like an apple smell fan, and this is like apple-y as it gets, and it's man, it's all of them. They're money. The soap is incredible. I think Curtis has been using it on his body though.
yeah. I don't know if it's meant for body. I don't know how that. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But
I noticed like the other day that they're big, and I'm only using it on my beard and a little bit on my hair,
Mm-hmm.
So like next thing I noticed it like it's about that big. I'm like, wait a minute.
Does it go quick? I haven't tried it yet.
No, not if you're using it on your beard and hair. If I'm sure if you bodied up with it,
All right.
Yeah, I forgot to tell him too. You're using my beard soap on your butt.
Just running the whole bar right through the crack.
There's me.
This smells funny. This smelled way better yesterday.
Sandalwood my ass.
Right. Yeah, I haven't used that one. The bar itself, I use the shampoo and conditioner, and that stuff is phenomenal. I use the Magnetics body wash. I can't not use that. I don't think they do it anymore, but for a while, I think they got in trouble for doing it. They were putting pheromones in it, and it was called like Magnetics, like increase your game or whatever. And so I tried it, and actually right around the time I tried it was when Lee and I started dating. And so it was like 2 weeks before, and I'm like, I'm endorsing this shit. Like, and I didn't tell her, she didn't know I was using it, but I'm like, dude, this shit's magic, pheromones. And I actually went on this whole, I was gonna try and buy just all kinds of pheromones and just experiment with them, and just play pranks on people.
Start squirting your buddies with like dog pheromones,
Well, I was actually gonna do the opposite. I was gonna like put like
male pheromone.
I was gonna put female pheromone or whatever on dogs, but not tell anyone. And just sit and watch people as they like double take at the dog, like as it's walking by.
See how much they like actually pet it.
Right, like dog's just sitting there and just going to town.
Love this dog.
It just I'd be the only one that would know, but it'd be worth it. But shit's expensive. Just get a little vial like that comes like the beard stuff comes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like fucking $200-300 for.
Yeah.
You I don't think you can probably get them online now, but where I found them was in a science magazine. But
I know who needs a few bottles of that.
Who? Oh, just everybody. I didn't get it. Right over my head.
I like made sure I like looked at him in their eyes.
Everybody, all of you. But yeah, so I keep using that body wash. I'm afraid to not use it now. So I'm afraid if I don't use it, she's gonna be like,
She's gonna leave you. She's gonna wake up out of the
she's
trance.
like, you know what, dude? I'm way too hot for you. I'm out of here.
She's gonna wait. She'll just wake up one day. Ah!
Like compelling, like vampire compelling. like wait a minute, like just comes to, remembers everything, like, but it's all a blur. Like the last like 8 years are a blur. That'd be awesome.
That's gonna be.
I mean, it wouldn't be awesome. That'd be horrible, but
it'd be pretty awesome.
It would be pretty awesome. I would endorse them so quick. Like I'm investing everything into this company.
For sure. Because you just had to buy some more.
Right. I'd buy it again, run her back down again.
Right.
Smell me, quick smell,
Right.
quick smell, and you're hooked
I just
again.
wanted to apologize.
Right.
And say, I love you again.
Right. And game over. That would be killer. What would you think about that? Get you involved in this podcast?
Right now?
Yeah. Is it good? Can you tell the difference when I use it and when I don't use it?
I mean, when you are out of it, you use my body wash, so you smell like fruit. So
Her body wash is sweet.
I mean, fruit's not bad.
It's not bad. It's pretty sweet. All right.
About the only
We
difference I can tell. Like, you don't
totally
quite
went off track.
Oh, I know.
I don't even know
I
where
don't
we
even know
were.
what we were talking about. Paintball or something like that.
Yeah, digging the style, man. The red dirty hat with the dirty PB sweatshirt and then the red shoes,
thanks,
man.
dude.
You got that whole swag going on.
Thanks.
I need to figure out some kind of style. I have no.
What do you mean? You were the,
Well, like,
you're the original. You got style. It's
Yeah, but nothing I ever wear matches. Like I don't feel like I ever look good.
you don't have to match. You got your style's this.
Yeah, this right here.
Yeah, this whole thing right here.
I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna wear this hat in every podcast too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a Finley hat. Gonna give a
excellent.
shout out to them.
Yeah, huge shout out to Finley.
So now I can't hear myself talk, so I don't know if I'm too loud. Finley hats. These hats are amazing. Get yourself one. And I'm not sponsored by Finley hats, so that is a totally true 100% endorsement.
You're sponsored by Finley hats.
Well, the team is. I'm not. The podcast.
You're part
is
of
it.
the team.
The point is, I don't have to say that.
No,
but
for sure.
But I absolutely love Finley hats. These
Me
hats
too.
are amazing,
Me
and I
too.
want to tell everyone about them.
Me too.
Just like I want to tell everyone about Mad Viking, even though they don't sponsor the podcast. Even though Jason Hall, I'm talking to you. You should.
Shout out. Shameless promotion.
Yep. So the Prime.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Prime.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I've shot it. It's sweet. I shot it at World Cup. So what do you think of it? I mean,
it's funny because I saw it. I saw like a drawing of it at in Dallas, and when I saw it, it looked different to me. It just looked a little thicker and bigger. So when I saw it, I was like, I saw the black one at World Cup was the first one I got to see.
yeah, that's the one I saw. I got to shoot.
And I was it was funny too because it was like I was so hooked on clones. I really love my clone a lot.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I was I'm so clone in love that at first I was like, sweet, but man, I really like I love my clone. I was just so cloned out, and then just touching it, when you hold it, and there's something about it that I just really it's super sick. It's super sick. It's I don't know, man. It's incredible.
Apparently we have 5 minutes remaining. Then what? Video cuts out? Oh shit. So maybe we'll do this in. We're at 24 minutes around 23 and a half minutes. So maybe we'll do this in 2 half-an-hour segments.
That's cool.
All right. Well, I'm sorry though. Continue.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and then it's funny because like I said, I really liked it, but then just even holding it and getting it and having it it really like grew on me even more. It's it's something else. I mean, it's a sick gun. It's hard for me to talk about it because I work for MacDev, so I mean, the greatest ever. But
Right.
it's that's real talk. But I've been doing this for 20 some years, and I've owned every gun, every high-end gun for a long time. And it's this gun is something special. It's a workhorse. Like so far, everything I've seen, I haven't even cleaned it yet. I'm like literally I'm just trying to like keep any dirt off of it if I can, just so I'm not getting it in there. But I really want to see how long. And I mean, I've been just handing it out too, letting people just go to town on this thing. And I mean, like I said, it's I haven't even had to change anything yet. Nothing. Just every time, just go, and it's just been pounding them too. So in the cold. I mean, it's super cold here, so I mean, we play indoors, but I mean, what is it in there sometimes?
Oh, it's easy 30 degrees in there sometimes. It's cold.
Sometimes it's cold, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a lot of times it's colder in there than it is outside. If the sun comes out, it might warm up 35, 40 outside, but it's still.
I mean, I got a couple here. You want to check them out?
Why don't we check them out on
On the next segment?
well, we can tease it. We can tease it and then play around with it on the next segment.
All right.
This is all an experiment, so I was planning on this being 1 full hour, but apparently I don't have the. Dude, that's such a sweet case.
I know. Incredible. That was like one of my most favorite things of it.
How many do you bring?
I don't know. One for each of us. One for each of ya. I'm your Huckleberry.
So we'll wait to bust these out. Don't open it yet. We got We got 3 minutes left on this segment, so we're gonna show them off and we'll bring them back. Maybe I'll upload this in 2 parts to tease people on it. Yeah. So we're gonna end this one. We'll be back shortly once we throw a new SD card in there. Thank you for watching the Board Cooks podcast. Be right back. All right, we are back. Segment 2 of the Board Cooks podcast number 2 with Brody Davis.
And can I just say, with the vodka and the Monster sitting there, the 2 things that I can't have while pregnant, and I'm getting really, really jealous because you guys are having way too much fun over here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's amazing.
So, we've been sipping on this for a while now. So, what do we got here, Brody?
This was a gift from the Russian Legion. Krill gave this to us for for just being their techs and helping out in the pits, and we I've been teching for them for the last year, and they we helped them out in the pits, so they gift us with the Russian vodka.
Real Russian vodka.
But we've even taken it further because Krill told us that they enjoy Russian vodka chilled, so we put it in the freezer and with pickles.
Yeah, which is strange to me, but we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it right.
This is how they enjoy their vodka. It's like a moonshine vodka. So we're gonna enjoy it the way they enjoy it.
All right, excellent. Let's do it.
All right.
We've been doing it our way for a little while now, just drinking it, sipping it out of nice glasses, like gentlemen. So now we're going to. That knife's never been used before, by the way.
No.
No.
I mean, how cool. I mean, we're going all out.
Handmade from the Cayman Islands. That was when I was a pirate. I was pirating for Captain Blackbeard. But that's a story for another day.
I hope we're doing this even correct, though. They're probably watching us like you're supposed to eat the whole pickle.
Right. We probably don't even have the right pickles.
No, they're probably like it's sweet pickles you're never gonna taste.
Well, they probably have real pickles that they actually pickled.
Yeah,
cucumbers that they actually pickled, and we have
store-bought
dills. Yeah.
I can see how coolest.
Yeah, just twists. That's awesome. It's not a cap. You can't lose it. Why are the Russians ahead of us in bottle technology?
It's because it's the Russians. That's why.
We're supposed to be leaders in innovation, and we can't even get that right. I mean, look how beautiful that pours. That is a wonderful, wonderful innovation.
This is I think he said this is called a. It's a potato. I think it's a potato. It's a moonshine. It's a moonshine vodka, and I filled Ben up to the max.
Well, he doesn't have to drive home.
Right.
No, I can't have many. I'm not sure exactly how we should do this. I don't know if we should take a bite of pickle.
Well, he said you drink it and then pickle afterwards to finish it. That's what he said. Like it's almost like a chaser, but like a lime for tequila. Yeah, is the way it appeared to me.
When he said it to me, I was just like,
"What? I've never heard of a pickle."
But then I started thinking salt.
When I worked at the bar, there were pickle shots that people did, and people loved the shit out of them.
They're delicious.
So were those with vodka? Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, well there we go. So
that's it.
All right.
I guess this is to our boys from the Russian Legion.
From Russian Legion. From Russia with love.
Yeah, from Russia with love, and we'll see you in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like 38 days or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta say,
that was a lot better than I expected.
The pickle didn't cover up as much as I expected it to, though. Like, I can definitely taste.
Well, the pickle, it gave me an extra hit. I thought, like it made
For sure.
Like the
It's
stuff
like,
is so smooth, but it gives you the extra little bit of like oomph.
it almost makes the vodka taste more like vodka.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it gives the vodka more of a kick.
Well, that is hands down the best vodka I've ever had in my life.
Oh, it's hands down the smoothest thing I've ever.
Yeah.
By far. I'm not a big drinker, but
I'm not a big.
I've had vodka before.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
yeah. I'm not a big vodka drinker. I'm a big fan of whiskey, but like I drank 2 Gingers. Was that the name of it? On our first podcast, and that was one of the shittiest whiskeys I've ever had in my life.
Called ginger.
It was called 2 Gingers.
2 gingers.
2 Gingers, yeah. And my first thought was that you ever seen that show Hell's Highway? Or no, Hell on Wheels. I'm sorry, Hell on Wheels. It's like an old. It's not an old show, but it's like a western about a cowboy, like after the Civil War. And there's 2 Irish guys on there that are always like fucking shit up, and they're both idiots. But that's kind of who I think of. If you've seen the show, it'd been better. But that's who I think of when I think of this vodka. It was $14 at at the liquor store.
I was gonna ask.
Just fed her a pickle off a knife. If that's not the most gangster thing you see this week, this whole week.
She was offended I didn't ask her.
Right?
Like, I can't do the shot, but pass the
Right on.
pickles.
Hell yeah.
When you come into the house, ask for pickles. Like a pregnant lady doesn't have pickles in the fridge.
That's true. You've had an affinity for tartar sauce like a motherfucker.
Tartar. I love tartar.
On everything, dude. Chicken tenders, tartar sauce. You know, not just fish. Burgers, tartar sauce. Salad, tartar sauce.
Do you make your own tartar sauce?
I haven't in a while, but I do. Tartar sauce with me is like pretty much everything else I cook. Like, I'm good at cooking, but I'm a terrible chef. And I'm a terrible chef because I don't write anything down. So I will come up, I will cook things that are amazing, and they'll be off the wall, and they'll be totally new and brand new, which is everything a chef should do. But then I can't do it again. Because
You're like a 2 tablespoons. And just,
right, I don't recall what I did, and I don't write it down, and so that was my downfall as a chef. So like I used to do a lot of cooking competitions when I was in Pittsburgh, and we would do cooking competitions for like different companies that would look for different marketing. So they would give us essentially like a variety of side stuff, like vegetables or breads or whatever it was, and then we'd have whatever meat that the company would sponsor. Like one time we did a competition with Chipped Ham, which was a deli company that came in, and so all the cooks involved, there was like a dozen of us, got however much chipped ham we wanted, and we had to come up with 3 different meals involving chipped ham, and that was the contest. And the winner got their recipe essentially featured as a recipe on all their stuff. But that's kind of a lot of the stuff I did, and so I'd enter into those competitions and do that because you got recognition and all that. And but I would do them, and they would turn out really well, or I would practice, and they would turn out really well, but I would never write it down. So when I would actually go in and do it, I couldn't remember what I did, and it would turn out like shit. So yeah, like when I make chili and all that stuff, it's always good, but it's never the same.
Well,
You know?
I expect the next time I'm on Board Cooks to have like a smorgasbord from cooks. Like I was ready to eat. Like, I want some eats. Yeah.
It's funny. It's board cooks, but it has nothing to do with cooking. We have an idea that we want to do the drunk. What do we call it? The
Drunk chef.
maybe call it the drunk chef, but like the drunk mystery basket. Because in the cooking, it's called a mystery basket. When you're given they say a basket, but like a tray full of, it could be anything on there. And you have to make whatever the criteria is, a 3-course dinner, out of just what's on that tray using as minimal amount of waste as possible. So we had this idea that we want to do like the broke mystery basket, which is I get tanked drunk on Jameson, and then she goes to the store and buys 10 of the most random items she can find that have nothing to do with each other, bring them to me, and I have to make a dinner out of them. Putting it on YouTube.
I either want to be in that competition or in that, or I want to pick the foods. Let me pick the foods.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, I think that'd be kind of cool. Put that on YouTube. You know, see if I can make.
Great.
I mean, maybe I do it. Maybe I fail. You know.
It would make it all the better because I'm a terrible cook and I have no idea what goes well together. So I think I'd be really good at just picking out the worst things to put together in a dish to give him drunk.
Amazing.
To make
Take
food.
me with you.
Yeah, I've got
Take me
asparagus and ketchup and eggs and whatever these nuts are.
Oh, that's
And-
easy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm Japanese. I'm bringing some weird stuff.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That would be fucking awesome. Yeah, but I think we should definitely do a test segment of that.
I'm down for either or. I'm down to be a cook in that or the guy that picks I'll even test it. I'll be the tester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't mean to brag, but I'm pretty good at clutch cooking. So
I'm down. I'm down for that.
I've made.
I'm clutch eater.
I haven't done it in a long time, but I've made chili. It really wasn't chili; it was a stew. But I would go through like my parents' cabinet, and I would take all the canned goods out, and I would make chili out of them, no matter what the fuck was there, and I'd make chili out of it. I'd figure out some way, and I wouldn't measure shit. I would just pour it all in there at certain times and all that, and it always turned out decent. It was always good.
Yeah, that's how I've always cooked. I've always been a cook, but that's how we were poor, so
Right.
Me and a buddy of mine had got in trouble. We were probably 12 years old or 11 years old. I remember his mom had caught us like pouring like ketchup and hot sauce on like a tortilla shell with like onions and like tomatoes. It's all he had, We're just she came around the corner like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, we're hungry. We're eating hot sauce packets."
My grandmother always had a rule when I started like experimenting in the kitchen, because I would start grabbing seasoning, and I'd throw them into a bucket or whatever and mix it all up, and she didn't care what I used or what I did or what I made, but no matter what it was or how awful it was, I had to eat it. So
that'll change you
exactly. If I had to waste food, if that's what I was gonna do, was waste good food, I'm fucking eating every goddamn bite of it. And I did, and it didn't take long for you to figure out what goes well and what doesn't.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not putting that in there because I had to eat it.
Or you get a little bit more modest with the salt, when that's all you're essentially eating is a bowl full of salt.
2 tablespoons.
Right? Yep. Nope. That's good. That's good.
I think this is it. That's about 2.
Yeah. Funny story. When I was in culinary school, we had this chef for Binko, and he was this like short, just real big, just like flubbery dude, like way over the top, like on the way he talked, the way he did, like, and he would run up to you, and he was probably only 5'3", 5'4" maybe, and so he'd be staring up at you like this, just fucking rah, 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 like arguing at you. And we had a dude one time, we were in the middle of a practical, which is like a cooking test, and he's like, "Chef, I don't know, I think I might have added too much salt, but I'm not sure." And the chef goes and he tastes it, and he goes, "You didn't add enough salt." And he goes, "Oh, so I'll add more salt." And the chef picks up the pot, dumps it off onto the floor, throws the pot across the kitchen, and he goes, "Start over, you have 3 hours," and walks away. And the guy's like, "I could have just added more salt. Like, I didn't ruin it, just add more salt." And we're all sitting around stirring our own shit, like,
hope I added enough.
Yeah, like, right? I ain't fucking asking him for an opinion. And he came yelling, "You're in a practical. This is a test. You should not have to ask me how much salt and da-da-da." Which, he was right. But, yeah, it's kind of shit, like, in culinary school. Like, it was way too much Gordon Ramsay kind of style shit, like, it taught us how to cook, but at the same time, there was a lot of, like, theater involved, And it's like, we're behind the doors. We don't need all that bullshit.
I love to cook.
I love to cook too, but that's the thing. I could go without the theater.
Yeah, no doubt.
A lot of it.
I've never dealt with that. I like to cook at home, and my wife likes to cook. She actually, let me repeat that. My wife hates to cook. She likes to cook for me and make food for me, but she actually would rather have me make food every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, that's her. What's for dinner? I've cooked every night. Can you cook something?
my mom,
Yeah.
her husband, he's the cook.
Yeah.
She goes, "I'll do the dishes." That's my mom.
Yep.
I'll do the dishes.
That's
It
our
was,
that's our
cooking
agreement.
And the pheromones. That's the reason.
Yeah, and the pheromones.
So,
Yep.
We should
It
probably
started
bring
off
that
with-
up so everybody knows what we're even talking
Oh,
about.
this will all be on the same video, so they'll know. And if they don't know, fuck them.
Right, for sure. If you don't know what pheromones are,
Right.
you better get some.
Then watch the first segment. Let me talk about pheromones. If you're a fat, ugly man like me, get some.
Get some.
Find them. Put them in your beard and your hair.
You get a wife like this?
Yeah. way too hot for me. Way too hot. That's the thing I get all the time is like, bruh.
You must be a good talker. You must have an awesome beard. You have a great tongue. No, that's amazing. No.
There's that Russian vodka going.
Right?
I see it just
Well,
now.
we polished off this bottle before we went back to this other segment, so
We did it for the Russians. We'll do one more.
we'll do one more. I think that's all that's left in that bottle. Do it for the Russians.
What about those pranks,
God, I hope they
too?
kill it this year.
Me too.
I hope they do. They deserve it, man.
They are.
I don't mean no disrespect against any other team, but as much as I've been around pro teams and all that in the NXL, man, nobody works harder than them.
No, heck no, not even.
Nobody. All right, after we do this, let's bust out these primes.
Okay, for sure.
We said we were going to do that at the beginning of this next segment. We have, what, 5 minutes? What? Oh,
About
15, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we got to get a bigger SD card. For those of you that don't know why I'm shouting out random numbers.
15 minutes.
We don't have a very big SD card. That's why we're doing this in segments. So we have to fill up the SD card, bring it out of the computer, and then put it back into the camera. So,
You know your boy Alan's sitting there right now going, I got you.
right?
I got a bigger card.
Right, I got a card for
bigger
you.
card.
Or he's sitting there going, how are you doing this with that little ass card? Like, we figure shit out, man.
He's laughing.
Right?
Broke.
Broke. We are broke.
12 megabits.
Do you see this microphone? All right, it was Giga Card, whatever the fuck it's called. And then this fucking microphone, and this is a sweet ass microphone, and I like it.
Yeah, your pop filtered shock tower and everything.
Yeah, I know, dude. I feel pro as fuck.
I do have a, I worked at Guitar Center for like, I don't know, 10, 15 years. There's mics called,
That's where that one's from, is Guitar Center.
I took a class on mics that they build the microphones, like their entry level mics are $3,000.
Jeez.
They literally get into doctor suits, go into an air room, they clean out, and then they have to go in there like surgeons, and they make the microphones. And they're like $3,000 a piece. It's crazy. And that's just starting level too.
Why though? I mean, this microphone was cheap and it works great.
It's different when you're trying to sing. You're bringing out vocals and you're trying to hit different
Yeah, I can't
different
sing.
pitches and
Like a fucking pirate.
arr.
What I got?
Oh, you went arr. We'll say.
I thought that was for after.
that was for after. One for Mama. One more for Ben for after.
I'm glad we got that on video.
I hope this is the right pickle. I hope we're doing it justice because this is for the Russian Legion, 100%.
For the Russian legions.
Just sit back here and take a drink of my water.
Harsh.
It's worse with the pickle.
It's way harder with the pickle. I'm
Dude,
telling you, the pickle makes you immediately go to vodka.
Yeah.
It's not covering it. It's enhancing vodka.
Wow.
That
Vodka is really smooth on its own.
Until you eat the pickle.
Yeah, and
And
the
then
pickle.
it's like,
The pickle's what gives you
it's
that
like-
shot. Maybe they enjoy that. I think Russians do enjoy pain. That's kind of their whole
Right.
thing.
I think that the vodka's not seems strong enough or something because, gosh, the pickle makes it way worse.
You ready to check out these primes?
I am.
All right, let's do it.
Let's take a look-ski at this one. We got a guy that's literally texting me right now for that one.
For this one?
Yeah, this guy's very patient. He's understanding. He knows what it takes to get these. Yeah, here, let me.
I already like this pack. This pack has been definitely upgraded.
Let me open
this
this.
kit's I guess. Hold on. Let's show off the insides of these.
I don't even
first.
want to I just want to keep acting like I'm gonna open it, but not. Nah, forget it.
Well, I'm gonna show it off for
We're
the
done.
camera.
Let's talk about food.
All right. That is the first part. the second part.
It's a little easier to see it on his.
This one?
Yeah, because you're closer.
All right, well, let's see how it is.
Oh my gosh.
You like his prime better, huh?
I mean, yeah.
Are you sure I got that black prime?
Bigger.
I mean, let's not forget what happened to my clone, so.
Dude, I love these grips.
You know, the first time when I saw the grips, I mean, everybody said they were like really hard and harsh.
Well, these aren't the same ones they had on the World Cup.
Yeah.
The World Cup ones were like plastic.
This is it.
Is that the same ones?
This
Because
is
these
it.
ones feel more rubbery.
Yep. The one at World Cup, you know, they were just brand new, and that was the first set ever made. So, you know, after time they're gonna soften up, no matter what.
Right.
Just a little bit. They're not.
We
Gonna
got,
get,
yeah, every
they're not gonna
market.
get sticky grips for sure.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the sticky grips.
Oh man.
So good.
No, it's so sweet.
That is, I just like. I mean, it doesn't really like.
I know the camera don't do it justice. 'Cause
It's off-putting, but it looks really good.
the gold on it is just.
It's almost not even gold. Like it's almost like orange.
I know. It's
Maybe
well.
light
It's.
in the room. I was not expecting those two colors to go so well together, though.
I know. It's like when you see it online, they It really looks like we set it to, almost like a more of a yellow, or something,
Yeah.
like a purple and yellow, and. That's so much sweet.
Seeing if it comes up on the.
Oh, you got a screenshot back there?
No, I'm just checking the audio, seeing if the trigger pulls come up.
You'll be able to hear the clicking.
I know. I was just looking for the actual.
I can hear it.
You're not a spotted old school player. That alone, new school guys. That's all you got to do anymore.
That's not what I do though.
Back when you were walking
You know
around,
what, though?
you,
I try.
you could spot another paintballer from walking around school. You'd see him with their hand at their side doing
Tweaking.
this.
Yeah.
Yep, just doing this.
I do that to
It's
to-
a habit now, but you'd spot them. I met like probably 4 or 5 paintballers at my high school I didn't even know played. From that, I'd look at them, I go,
Fingers are rolling.
"You ball? You ball?" And they're like, "What kind of ball?" And I'm like, "I ain't talking basketball, dude."
You ramp, bro?
Yeah, do you even ramp, bro? This was pre-ramping. Semi-auto was all there was. You had semi-auto or you had autococker.
Back when I started, you had to learn how to like make your one finger fast. You actually had to learn how to like take your hand like this. And then
Yeah.
go.
When we used to have the pumps, you used to be able to hold down the trigger and fucking sit there and you fucking jerk it off and fucking shoot. Yeah.
Didn't make you feel tough though.
No. Oh no, you totally hold it down and walk around the field fucking.
That feels really different.
The Infinity Drive.
Yeah, no, this thing is incredible.
Did they have a fancy name for the one in the clone?
Nope, it's always been called Infinity.
The one in the clone is the Infinity too?
Yep. Yeah, actually,
Well, it can't be Infinity if it changes though.
it's not changing. You mean the
Yeah.
the size or whatever?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely different than the one in the clone.
The clone. The clone drive was always called the clone.
Oh, that's what I was asking.
Yeah,
If
the
it-
Clone 5S. I
yeah.
mean, that was basically the S upgrade. That's what it was called, was the Clone 5S. This is the Infinity Drive.
Yeah.
No valve. It's pretty amazing.
Then what was in there? I thought there was a valve in there.
No, there's it's all air driven. It's not spring driven anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was
So there's
thinking.
no valve going all the way through. The stem's not going all the way through. That's it.
Hell yeah. It's a beautiful gun for sure. About to break down this parts package real quick.
I think this one is.
I already like it better because it doesn't have that net.
This one's our one of our guys, Kevin's.
Yeah.
Here, He's dying to get it. He's ready to come and drive and get it right now. But
Tell him to come down here. Tell him on the podcast.
I did.
We'll do a third segment.
I did.
So it's the same Allen wrenches.
Same Allen wrenches. Yep.
From the clone.
Yep.
We obviously got some of that good old militia lube. Join your local militia.
Yep.
Same MacDev barrel bag. Oh, they actually give you a bolt tip this time.
Oh, nice. The new ones too. The black ones.
Yeah.
Those are the new material.
Very cool. And an extra set of screws. A couple of the specialty O-rings that you can't get elsewhere.
Yep, you get a set of detents.
Yep. Yeah, detents came with the Clone 5. I still have my detents.
Yep.
That was one of the weird things. I've never really had to change detents in any gun, even like the old, like, the half-circle spring-driven ones.
I had a CS1 that gave me a lot of problems.
I've never owned a CS1. The only Planet Eclipse I've ever owned was it's like an Ego 5 or Ego 6, something like that, back in the day when I used to play for Pevs.
Oh, right on. Yeah, Eagles always were great. Brand new.
Goes
Brand new. Brand new, bro.
So whose is this one? The purple and gold.
This one's mine.
Okay.
I'm taking this one too. No, this one's actually Alan's.
So whose was this one?
This one's
Ben's.
This one's Ben's.
This one's Ben's.
This one's Ben's.
Yep.
And this one's Ben's mama's.
Okay. Excellent.
Look what we're doing to these guns.
She still has never forgiven me.
I know. I heard her say it earlier.
Oh, did she say it earlier?
She said something like, "I'll never forget the clone," or I mean, she got
her clone that's on the wall at Crew right now. He'll never sell.
Yeah. Get it. Did you hear that? Get it.
I know. I want to buy it back.
Maybe we'll work out
Buy
a deal
back for
with them.
$8.
I know. I want to work it. I was talking to him about it last time I was up there, about getting that back from him.
I got a gun that I'd throw in for that. I got a couple.
But the only reason I traded that clone at all was to get that dirty clone back.
I mean, the guy wants $600 a anno. No.
Yeah, I know. People are asking about that dirty anno. Somebody posted on my Instagram already, like.
He said it's very hard to get the skulls, the lettering.
We got 2 minutes till we're cut off.
That's it.
That's it. We
blasted through this.
We are at 26 minutes right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we might need to do a segment 3.
Going 3, round 3. Let's do it.
We might need to.
We do it. We do. We didn't get through all the dirty stuff.
Okay.
We got more dirty stuff to talk about.
All right. Well, we'll see you back here at segment 3.